Планов нет. Господин Стуб действительно сделал такие заявления.
A blistering Russian attack has erupted against Finnish President Alexander Stubb. Russian Security Council Deputy Chairman Dmitry Medvedev has called Stubb a real idiot after the Finnish leader backed Ukrainian strikes deep inside Russia, including attacks targeting Wildberries warehouses. Medvedev mocked Stubb's argument that hitting the Russian online marketplace could increase pressure on Moscow and push it toward negotiations. He also questioned Stubb's professional competence, according to his remarks.
The Finnish president really is an imbecile. He's talking about defeating Russia by striking Wildberries, an online marketplace. His level of professional competence is beyond laughable. The man is morally repugnant and a fool to boot. Then again, he was exactly the same back when he was Finland's foreign minister. I remember him well. Nothing has changed. Same face, same intellectual level.
Medvedev's attack went beyond the Wildberries argument. According to his statement, he described Stubb as morally repugnant and a fool while recalling his earlier tenure as Finland's foreign minister. Medvedev said, according to the remarks, that nothing had changed since then, referring to Stubb as having the same face and the same intellectual level. The comments amount to a highly personal Russian response to Finland's increasingly hardline support for Ukraine.
After all, the Finnish president is a real idiot. He talks about defeating Russia through strikes on the Wildberries marketplace. His level of professional competence is rock bottom. He is a moral degenerate and a fool. Then again, he was like that back when he served as Finland's foreign minister.
The remarks follow Stubb's reported defense of strikes on Wildberries logistics facilities as a sensible military strategy. Speaking during the Coalition of the Willing meeting in Kyiv, Stubb reportedly argued that attacks on Russian economic and logistics infrastructure could increase the cost of the war and strengthen pressure on Moscow. His position has therefore placed Wildberries warehouses at the center of a wider dispute over Ukraine's deep strike campaign inside Russia.
Mr. Stubb did indeed make those statements. They provoke nothing but surprise, given that just several weeks earlier, the Finnish president spoke about the need to restore relations with Russia sooner or later. He said it would be better to do so sooner rather than later. But we can now see that such escalatory rhetoric has prevailed. Mr. Stubb is also a prominent representative of the Party of War alongside the British Prime Minister. Over the past several days, they have distinguished themselves with such belligerent statements. They want the war to continue. They are deceiving their voters by saying that Russia can be defeated. This is a grave deception. They apparently refuse to acknowledge the realities on the ground. This is a very important issue and a very important subject. This is not the first time there has been talk of deploying military contingents from NATO member states on Ukrainian territory. The caveat is that this would happen after the conflict ends. But we have repeatedly stated at various levels that the deployment of foreign military contingents from NATO member states is unacceptable to us.
And Medvedev is not the only senior Russian official targeting Stubb's position. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov had already slammed the Finnish president, saying his support for strikes on Wildberries was surprising after his calls for dialogue with Russia. Peskov accused Stubb of belonging to what Moscow calls the Party of War, alongside British Prime Minister Andy Burnham, and said Western leaders were misleading voters by claiming Russia could be defeated. Peskov also warned that Moscow must strengthen protection around strategically important enterprises following recent Ukrainian UAV raids. The Kremlin says such escalatory rhetoric ignores what it describes as realities on the ground. With Stubb backing deeper strikes and Moscow responding with increasingly sharp rhetoric, the Wildberries controversy has become another flashpoint in the widening Russia-West confrontation over Ukraine's long-range attacks inside Russian territory.